that it's time you begin.
The meeting room will come to order. We are now holding the meeting of the Olney FFA chapter. Madam Vice President, are all officers at their stations?
I shall call the roll of officers, determine if they're at their stations, and report back to you, Madam President. The Sentinel.
Stationed by the door.
Your duties there?
Through this door pass many friends of the FFA. It is my duty to see that the door is open to our friends at all times and that they are welcome. I care for the meeting room and paraphernalia. I strive to keep the room comfortable and assist the President in maintaining order.
The reporter.
The reporter stationed by the flag.
Why by the flag?
As the flag covers the United States of America, so I strive to inform the people, in order that every man, woman, and child may know that the FFA is a national organization that reaches from the state of Alaska to the Virgin Islands and from the state of Maine to Hawaii.
The treasurer.
Stationed at the emblem of Washington,
Your duties there?
I keep a record of receipts and disbursements, just as Washington kept his farm accounts, carefully and accurately. I encourage thrift among the members and strive to build up our financial standing through savings and investments. George Washington was better able to serve his country because he was financially independent.
The secretary.
Stationed by the ear of corn,
Your duties there?
I keep an accurate record of all meetings and correspond with other secretaries. Wherever corn is grown and FFA members meet.
The advisor.
Here by the owl.
Why stationed by the owl?
The owl is a time-honored emblem of knowledge and wisdom. Being older than the rest of you, I'm asked to advise you from time to time as a need arises. I hope that my advice will always be based on true knowledge and ripened with wisdom. Madam Vice President, why do you keep a plow at your station?
The plow is a symbol of labor and tillage of the soil. Without labor, neither knowledge nor wisdom can accomplish much. My duties require me to assist at all times in directing the work of our organization. I preside over meetings in the absence of our president, whose place is beneath the rising sun.
Why is the President so stationed?
The rising sun is a token of a new era in agriculture. If we will follow the leadership of our president, we shall be led out of the darkness of selfishness and into the glorious sunlight of brotherhood and cooperation. Madam President, all officers are at their stations.
Thank you, Madam Vice President. The Secretary will call the roll of members.
There are 7 members and numerous guests present, Madam President.
Thank you. FFA members, why are we here?
To practice brotherhood, honor agricultural opportunities and responsibilities, and develop those qualities of leadership which an FFA membership possess.
May we accomplish our purposes, I now declare this meeting of the Olney FFA chapter duly open for the transaction of business or attention to any matters which may properly be presented. Is there any new business?
Madam President,
Kennedy.
I move that the Olney FFA chapter host a petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds.
Second.
This motion has been properly moved and seconded that the Olney FFA chapter host a petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds. Is there any debate?
Madam President,
Kennedy.
I think that this would be an awesome idea for us to host this event for our local grade school. This would be great community involvement for our members and look good on resumes for college and any other jobs or something like that. I also think that this would be a fun event for our members to help with, and I urge the Assembly to vote up on this motion.
Madam President,
Asher.
I fully stand behind the maker of this motion. This would be a great way to serve the community and open the eyes of young kids so we can grow more leaders in the community. I urge the Assembly to vote up on this motion.
Madam President.
Claire.
I think this motion is a wonderful idea for our grade school. With that way they can learn more about animals and animal-related careers in ag, and that way they can end the school year off as a great way and a fun way to end the year. I urge the Assembly to vote up on this motion.
Madam President,
Nora.
I believe this main motion is a horrible idea. The cost of the cages is going to take a lot of money out of our account. Also, not to mention, we haven't gotten permission from our president or our principal, Mr. Houchin, and we won't have anywhere to host this, so we need to fail this main motion.
Madam President,
Owen.
I'm strongly in the negation for this motion. I believe that this is a terrible idea because May 12, 2023, our local fairground and fairground committee will be preparing for our fair, upcoming fair for all of our members. Also, I believe this is a terrible idea as this is on a Friday and nearing the end of the school year, our high school members will be preoccupied and be ready for the weekend, and they will not be concerned about the safety of these young grade school members. So this could create safety liabilities, and we do not want those. I urge the Assembly to vote down this motion.
Madam President.
Kylie.
Madam President, since this is a petting zoo, I'd expect our students to at least have some chickens there. And due to the recent outbreak of avian flu, it would be unsafe to host all of these chickens. Also, May 12th is senior night for our softball girls, and we would not want to take the spotlight away from that. I urge the Assembly to vote down on this motion.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Kennedy,
I call for a recess of 5 minutes.
is there a second?
Second.
This motion is not amendable, is not debatable, and requires a majority vote. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Motion fails. Is there any more discussion on the main motion?
Madam President,
Kylie,
I move to postpone this matter indefinitely.
Second.
this motion has been properly moved and seconded. Is there any discussion?
Madam President.
Kylie,
Madam President, Friday, May 12th is a week before our students and seniors take our finals, and we cannot have this because they will be studying and they will be way too busy and preoccupied. Also, the transportation for these livestock and things are big metal trailers, and if we have little kids running around, that is a serious risk for someone to get ran over or injured. I urge the Assembly to vote up on this postponement.
Madam President,
Kennedy,
I think that this postponement is a bad idea. I don't think that we should put this matter off because this would be a great thing for not only our members, but also for our local grade school kids. They always enjoy coming to our petting zoo during FFA week, so I think having another one would be the perfect thing for them. So postponing this would take the opportunity away from them. I urge Assembly to vote down on this postponement.
Madam President,
Nora,
I think this postponement is a wonderful idea. We need to postpone this matter. The school year is almost over, and our calendar is booked with end-of-the-year assemblies and activities. We simply have no time to host this petting zoo. I urge Assembly to vote up on this postponement.
Madam President,
Claire,
I think that this postponement is a horrible idea. How will these grade school kids know anything about animals and animal-related careers in ag if we do not introduce them to them early on? They will be unprepared in their future, and they will not know which career to go to. I urge Assembly to vote down on this postponement.
Madam President.
Asher,
I think that this postponement is blasphemous. If we don't make these connections with these kids right now, they won't want to come later and be leaders in our community and be involved in the FFA. If they don't make these core memories right now, then they won't want to make them later on in life. So I just want to vote down on this postponement.
Madam President,
Owen,
I'm strongly on the affirmation for this motion. I believe that we should postpone this indefinitely because that on May 12th, 2023, we are helping with 8th grade orientation and we need all hands on deck from our chapter. We would not have anybody to spare for this local petting zoo, and with it being May 12th, it is starting to get hot and we do not want any of the local grade school kids to have a heat stroke or any other heat-related liability. This would be a terrible thing, and we do not want that looking bad on the Olney FFA. I urge the Assembly to vote up on this motion.
thank you. Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Asher,
I move to refer this to Committee of 5 appointed by the Chair.
is there a second?
Second.
This motion has been properly moved and seconded to refer this to a committee of 5 appointed by the chair. Is there any debate?
Madam President,
Asher,
I think that this referral is fully necessary because we would need approval from administration, and we'd also need to make sure that the fairgrounds have been cleaned up and are safe for use. So I just want to vote up on this referral.
Madam President,
Kennedy,
I think that this referral would be an awesome idea. There's a lot of work that goes into holding a petting zoo for our kids, and if we want to make this the best experience for them, I think that forming a committee of 5 appointed by the chair would be the best solution. So I urge Assembly to vote up on this postponement.
Madam President,
Claire,
I think that this referral to a committee of 5 appointed by the chair is a great motion because we need to be able to figure out if these kids are going to be allowed to leave school and come to the fairgrounds, and if the fairgrounds are even available for our use. We need to make sure that we have animals that are able to be volunteered for this. That way that we have enough and that it will be plentiful for these grade school kids. I just simply vote up on this referral.
Madam President,
Nora,
this referral is not necessary. In the past, we have done this, so why would we need more information on how to run this petting zoo? We already have a list of people that have animals that we could use for this event, so we don't need to refer this to a committee of people to find that out. I urge the Assembly to vote down on this referral.
Madam President.
Kylie,
Madam President, I cannot stand behind the maker of this motion. We would have no one to take over this committee since, as I said before, we have the softball senior night. Also, lots of our more prominent members are going to nationals for various events such as forestry, poultry, and agronomy, and they would not be able to help with this committee because they are getting an early practice and starting to get ready for nationals. I urge the Assembly to vote down on this referral.
Madam President,
Owen,
I'm strongly against this motion. I believe this is a terrible idea because This petting zoo, if it was for our local grade school, would be hosting over 1,000 kids. This is way too many for 5 people to coordinate. Also having to coordinate with 2 schools, as our local private school could be invited to. Also, I believe this is a terrible idea because our whole chapter would be hosting this, and it should be a chapter-wide decision instead of just a few select members. I urge the Assembly to vote down on this motion.
Is there any more discussion? Are you ready for the question? The question is to refer this to a committee of 5 appointed by the chair. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Motion fails.
Division.
A division has been called. All in favor of referring this to a committee of 5 appointed by the chair, please stand. You may sit. All opposed, please stand. You may sit. The motion was less than 2/3 to the majority. Motion fails. Is there any more discussion on the postponement? Are you ready for the question? The question is to postpone this matter indefinitely. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Motion fails. Is there any more discussion on the main motion?
Madam President,
Nora?
I'm still strongly against this main motion. Considering that finals week is coming up around Friday, May 12th, we will not have anyone to run this petting zoo. Our chapter members will be taking their finals and they will not have time to help the grade school students see the petting zoo. I urge the Assembly to vote down on this main motion.
Is there any more discussion?
Madam President,
Asher?
I think it is of utmost importance that we pass this motion because the real reason that we'd be out there is to inspire the kids to come join FFA in the future. I think this is very important, so I urge the Assembly to vote up on this motion.
Thank you. Is there any more discussion? Are you ready for the question? The question is that the Olney FFA chapter hosts a petting zoo for the local grade school students on Friday, May 12, 2023 at the county fairgrounds. All in favor, please say aye.
Aye.
All opposed, say no.
No.
Motion fails. Madam Secretary, do you have a record of any further business which should now be transacted?
I have none, Madam President.
Does any member know of any new or unfinished business which should properly come before this meeting? We are about to join this meeting of the Olney FFA chapter. As we move with others, let us be diligent in labor, just in our dealings, courteous to everyone, and above all, honest and fair in the game of life. Fellow members and guests, join me in the salute to our flag.
I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
I now declare this meeting adjourned. Please stand for the question.
All right. Madam President, we will start with you. One of the privileges of the president is the proper use of the gavel. A single tap of the gavel can represent several actions. Please name one of them.
A single tap can represent to sit down.
Okay. What is the purpose of a main motion?
The purpose of a main motion is to bring new business to the floor.
All right. Thank you. Madam Vice President, what is the major difference between postpone definitely and postpone indefinitely?
The major difference between postpone definitely and postpone indefinitely is that postpone indefinitely kills the motion for the duration of the session, and postpone definitely just pushes it back to the next meeting.
All right. And is the motion to postpone indefinitely debatable or amendable?
The motion to postpone indefinitely is debatable but is not amendable.
All right, thank you. Madam Sentinel, most organizations other than the FFA do not have a sentinel. What are your responsibilities as a sentinel?
My responsibilities as a sentinel is to greet everyone by the door, to care for the meeting room and paraphernalia, and to help keep the meeting room comfortable.
All right. Who has the right to be the first to debate a motion?
The person who has the right to debate the motion first is the maker of that motion.
All right, thank you. Mr. Treasurer, during a session, a member calls for a division of assembly. What should the chair do if it was clear that the assembly voted in an obvious majority?
Can you please restate the question?
Absolutely. During a session, a member calls for a division of assembly. What should the chair do if it was clear that the assembly voted in an obvious majority?
If it was an obvious majority, this motion would be considered a dilatory motion and would be ignored.
If a chair does, if a chair does allow for a division of assembly vote, how must that vote be taken?
The motion must be taken as a rising vote.
Thank you. Madam Secretary, your required motion was to recess. Please give 2 reasons for needing a recess.
To take a break from the meeting and to give our members a break.
Okay. How can a motion to recess be amended?
The motion to recess can be amended while the recess is in duration.
Okay, thank you. Madam Reporter, every officer is important to the success of an FFA chapter. What do you feel are the major responsibilities as the reporter for your FFA chapter?
As the reporter, I feel that the most important responsibilities that I have are to inform the public, to get newspapers out to the public, and to post on social media.
Okay. Given the 3 ranked motions that were required today, which were postpone indefinitely, recess, and refer to a committee, put these 3 motions in order of precedence from highest to lowest.
Could you please restate the question?
Absolutely. Given the 3 ranked motions that were required today, postpone indefinitely, recess, and refer to a committee, put these 3 motions in order of precedence from highest to lowest.
Postpone indefinitely ranks the highest. Refer to a committee is second, and the third is recess.
Thank you. Mr. Advisor, excuse me. Give 2 ways that members can become part of a committee.
They can be appointed, or they can already be a part of a standing committee, so like asked to be elected.
Okay. Name 2 things that should be included in a motion to refer to a committee.
2 things that should be included in the motion to refer to committee are the number of people in the committee and the type of committee they are being referred to.
All right. Thank you very much. You can leave your cards on the table, and you